investment and innovation with two debates. My name is Pierre Henri de Menthon. I'm editor of Challenge, a well-known French business magazine. We are speaking about innovation and investment and innovation, with two debates. The first one is about people and ideas, how to choose them, how to have the fit with the people and ideas which will make to do an investment in them. And the second part will be about tools and structure. What is the best ecosystem? For example, Boston, for example, Lyon. First of all, I would like our panel to introduce, I'm very lazy, so I would like them to introduce themselves in a few words, and then we start our discussion about men and women and ideas for innovation, for investment. Sophie.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sophie Kornowski. I'm the global head of Hoch Partnering. So I work in Basel, and what we do in partnering is we scout for innovation very early, such as an animal model or the beginning of a project in the lab, all the way to a pharmaceutical company with marketed products. And we see the scientific fit and the commercial fit and the strategic fit with the rest of our portfolio and our business worldwide. And then if that makes sense, then we bring in the innovation.
So we will see how you manage to do that and to choose the people, the right people to do it. Maryvonne, Hiance.
Bonjour, et bonsoir plutôt. Maryvonne Hiance, donc, in English, I'm sorry. I am a chairman of France Biotech. France Biotech is a think tank for biotech companies to get worldwide company former to startup, and I am also a VP of immunotherapeutics, a biotech company, and I am also director of strategy of this company.
Thank you, Maryvonne. I will let Mr. Guibert, Jean-Charles Guibert, to introduce himself.
Yeah, my name is Jean-Charles Guibert. So I work for CEA, which is a 15,000 staff research organization in France dedicated to energy, health science, as well as IT.
Commissariat à l'énergie atomique.
Commissariat à l'énergie atomique, yeah. And so presently, so I'm director of Minatech, which is an innovation campus, a new ecosystem dealing with higher education, academic research, applied research, and industry, which is located in Grenoble. And during 12 years, I was developing technology transfer activity and startup creation within CA.
Thank you, Jean-Charles. Mr. Meng, you're coming from Germany, I think, or China. You're going to explain that to us.
So Meng is my name, and we are actually investing right now in Europe in two areas. One is the property area to build high-tech parks where we want to bring Chinese companies to here, and also bringing French and German companies into this high-tech park so they can learn each other and they can develop ecosystem together. In the same time, I'm also the private equity investor of the ABC Capital Group, and we are of course investing into interesting, attractive companies in France and Germany in particular.
Thank you very much, Mr. Meng. And last, Mr. Paineau from Schneider.
Schneider Electric. So my name is Sylvain Paineau. I'm the Open Innovation Director of Schneider Electric, so I'm linked with startup and in the ecosystem where we are. And so Schneider is a French worldwide company, worldwide leader in energy management, based in more than 180 countries, and with a big activity in innovation and research in Rhône-Alpes region and in Boston, for example. And we have also other organizations in Shanghai and Bangalore.
Thank you very much, each of you. Alors, Maybe we'll begin with Sophie to tell us how do you detect talents everywhere in the world for Roche to invest, to do partnership with people, and to convert good ideas in contracts and investments.
So at Hoch, we have about a third of our sales coming from partnership products and about close to half of our pipeline. So, and 200 partnerships today are being managed just in my department. So it's very clear that creating partnership is absolutely critical to our survival, I can say it like this. So it always starts with people meeting around the scientific ideas. So my team, together with the research guys, we go and meet biotech.
How many people is your team?
I have 80 people in my team, but you have to realize for one deal, you maybe have 1 or 2 or 3 people from my team, and you have between 10 to 15 to close to 100 people from Roche involved in the due diligence and the assessment of the opportunity. So at the beginning, we meet a small group around an idea, and then if this becomes very interesting, then we start doing very thorough conversation. And if we feel the innovation has the potential to transform into very impactful technology, and the creator of this invention has the same vision, and we can align on how to do this, and we can align on how to do it all, including the financial terms and the timing that this will take, then there is a basis for an agreement. But it's very important to keep in mind that generally the finance come totally at the end. Money is rarely the problem. The problem is the understanding of the science and the speed at which it's possible to take it to the market. And I think it's what is always we should keep in mind, especially for smaller companies, signing the deal is not the end, it's the beginning of the journey. Because many of the science will turn into nothing. 90% of the science turns into nothing. So what is extremely important is that the biotech has to really believe the pharma can transform it into a drug, and then to like to work together. It's all about people.
90% leads to nothing.
And that's, I think, the upside. I think it's closer to 95%.
Yes, so I would like to Maryvonne to react on that. How can we manage to convert ideas, academics, in really in products and in money, in investment?
So I would like to say that the ability to convert ideas to products or to things is the secret of success. But for men and women with ideas, it's a long way to discover this secret and to get success. I think they need a good condition to get it. The first condition is to have innovative project with a very strong science, including patents, publication, and coming from, if possible, international academic centers. This point is very important to have a very good science. And at France Biotech, each year we published a panorama of biotech and medtech. And the conclusion this year was that in France, we have a good research. We are first in number of companies created, and we have a lot of dynamic researcher entrepreneur. So it's a very good point. After that, of course, there is a lot of barrier to raise. So I think it's not the subject just now, but in the second discussion.
Debate, yeah. Thank you. How in CEA we have a lot of scientists, pure scientists, but you are also a venture capitalist. How you manage the different function in the same structure?
Yes, CEA is engaged in applied research, and mainly in what we call deep tech And in fact, to ensure a high success rate to our technology, we are transferring to companies and we are creating new companies. To create new companies, we create a complete process from the day one where we detect and we invest money in maturation up to the proof of concept for the technology. And then we have a very important...
Have a team like in Roche,
inside, yeah, we have one researcher which have one idea, and so we are working on this process, on this technology, but we are not sure by the time if it will be transferred to an existing company or if we need to create a new company. When we decide to create a new company, we have a crucial phase which is named incubation phase, and during this period, 9 to 18 months, we work mainly on intellectual property, because within deep tech, if there is no IP, there is no startup. We work on the team, which is very important. So we have always one person from the labs, and we attract one person from outside. We have a vision of business. Third point is we are looking to markets to be sure there is any interest from one segment market on the technology. And last but not the least, we have discussion and we introduce the project to VCs, our own VCs and other VCs, to understand for the person that they will have to open the capital, which is important. And then, when the company is incorporated, we have our own VC. The name is CA Investment, and we recently create a new one with Amundi, which is named Supernova. And so we are able to invest first, second round, and we hope in the future to be able to invest in third round of investments, so up to 10 or 20 million by our own.
Thank you very much. Alain, let's speak about money now, because I would like to know, Fanchen Meng, what's your criteria I said 3 criteria to do the good investment when you detect ideas or people. What are your criteria to put money in a company, in a small young company?
Basically, we have 2 major criteria set. First is very simple. We only investing into kind of acceleration projects. So we want to bring the company who already finished the phase from 0 to 1 and bring them quickly from 1 to 100. So with Chinese money, there's always coming the big Chinese market and growth into the game.
That's a good way to go for 1 to 100 to go on Chinese market. Yeah,
yes,
sure.
So that's the first criteria. And the second criteria, given my industry background, and we're always looking the kind of startups and innovation technologies into a kind of 3 or 4 groups. And first is, of course, the basic technology, which is the basic demands. And these are not really of high priority for us. And the second technology is the core technology, which is decisive for the current existing competitiveness of the company, of certain industry, of certain kind of market. So this is technology of interest to us. And the third technology is the leading technology, which will decide the future competitiveness, tomorrow's competitiveness of the industry. Of course, there's a category of the new technology and game-changing technology, and this is also not really the priority area for us. So these are the 2 criteria sets for us to consider investment.
Thank you very much. And at least I would like to have the testimony of Schneider, which is one of the big French company who had a huge mutation these last years. It's really a global company. The boss of Schneider, I think he lives in Asia. That's a symbol. And it's a really purely innovative company. So what testimony you can, did you buy small companies just to shake a little the old company? What was the strategy to do that?
For sure, this company has been transformed during the last 10 years, because if you saw Schneider Electric 10 years ago, we transformed the company, so 3 times more important. 10 years ago, it was 70,000 people, 70,000 people who are 100 80,000 people today. And the turnover was 9 billion, it's 27 billion today. I think that we are in the energy domain, but we are a digital company. So maybe, which is maybe complementary to my colleague, is that our business model is not so linked to patents. So of course, in the core business of Schneider, we have research, development, and patent. But for us, the innovation, the first, I will say, is before to detect talent, we need to detect usage and services. So we work a lot with our customers. We work in the, I don't know, in the hotel domain. We work with Marriott, Hilton, to know very what are the pain point of those guys. We are a leader in data center, so we work with Google.
So
Facebook.
you detect ideas.
And we detect after, from the pain point of our customer, we are looking for the idea who could transform and who could develop as a new technology or new services, because we, in the value chain, as you said, Schneider is now not only a product company, but we sell product, but we sell also solution and services. So we have a digital platform and we sell complete solution, software solution. So it's now, I would say, a hardware, but also a software company. So to do that, we need to, I think we think globally, but we act locally. So the concept of ecosystem is very important, because we have to work closely with your customers, and we need some tool and to work with academic, with research center, but to have maybe new tool. One example of new tool we established during these last years is to integrate and to develop a platform, an open innovation platform, I would say, which is an integration platform, which is a platform we have developed with the CEA, which is the IRT domain, which is a platform where we have a club, I would say, of open innovation, of industry and research, and this platform allows us to test in real life or quasi real life this new innovation, to exchange on this platform with our customer, and to test and to go quickly, because for us the important is to go quickly and to have this innovation very on the market very quickly.
Thank you very much. To go quickly, that's very important, I think. Do you think, as chairman of French biotech, that it's in France we can go quickly, or is there too much regulation, or is it an asset for us or a kind of handicap?
We have positive points as a good research, as a dynamic entrepreneur, but we have a lot of barriers. The first one is the technology transfer, because in France we have too much structures of technologies transfer, as INSERM transfer, as ATT, and so on. And all this...
Is it specific of our country?
Yes, I think too much. And this structure are in competition, and so the duration to close and a license agreement is too long. If we compare France between US and so on, in France sometimes it take 2 years to get to close an agreement, or in US, Israel, and another country, 2 months. So you can see. Or time is money.
This is astonishing, yeah.
Yes, it's a very big handicap. The second one is the legal administration for clinical trial. At France Biotech, we did a study, and we saw that the phase 1, a lot of startups don't want to perform a clinical trial in France because too long, because I don't know the term in English, but principe de précaution. And a lot of regulatory, it's a real handicap for France. It's it's bad because we have a good science and good entrepreneur.
Do you share that point of view? You have a really global view of innovation and in all the parts of the world. Do you think it's really what are our assets and our problems here in France?
So I probably would agree, of course, with the statements around the French infrastructure. However, I want to say that what is remarkable about France is the level of science. You have a lot of very, very visible institutions. Thinking about all the big hospitals that you have in Lyon, of course, but you also have them in Paris. And I don't want to cite anything on anybody because I don't want, but it is remarkable in oncology, in neurology, in immunology. So this is very top of the world, no question. So there is a fruit to find good science and therefore find projects and probably create biotechs. And the other thing
it's useless if when they create their company, they go to Switzerland or Israel. You know?
Yeah, it's not useless. It's different. It's productive still for the patient. There is another thing that France has, which I think is to be noticed, is the principle of having drug access to patients through ATU. So you have a way of getting drugs very quickly to patients who need it in a very structured fashion. And I think that's also very unique. So the system has a lot of very positive things. Now it's all about making it in action and making sure that it's sustainable, of course.
Thank you. For the engineers side, you think we have, we are still at the top level for scientists and ideas here in France with our system quite original of university and grandes écoles? It's still relevant as system because it's very unique.
I will be more positive. Of course, I'm not in the clinical domain, and of course there is some maybe specificity. But the second country in CES Las Vegas is France in terms of representative of startup. We can testimony that in the big booster, the startup who was in Boston in February impressed the American colleague on for the level of maturity. So I think that we have a very good talent in France in terms of entrepreneur and quality of the startup. So I'll be more positive on that. What is also maybe more quite to improve, but it's we have now with the academic discussion on that, and there is tool for that. Because we have more and more now engineers who have in their training also marketing, business development, innovation. So they have now two heads, technical and innovation or technical marketing. It's very good because we need such special animals who are able to talk about technical, but also to talk marketing or to talk about IT and to talk energy, for example. So we are a very good level of this of the education and talent on this.
Jean-Charles, in the CEA, the people have two heads.
Within some parts, but anyway, we need scientists which are focused on their subject. But what I think is that things are changing in France. It means that scientists within at university or within a different research center are much more open to work with industry. One of the main reasons is that they need income from industry now, because the grant from the state is at a very low level and will not increase. So the set mind from the young people, young professor, young researcher is changing strongly. And I am convinced this is the future of France.
Thank you. So I would like to have the last word for our guest from China, who knows very well Germany and France. So he will speak just a few minutes about Germany. Is it because all people are speaking of the German model? Is it? Do you think there is a German model for France? What's the difference between the two countries to invest?
From my experience, so I lived actually over 14 years in Germany and nearly 6 years now in France, in Paris. And my observation is very clear that I do believe that the French top talents, top startups, they need to think more about markets in addition to what they're doing, because this is really the difference between the German company and French company. This market kind of orientation, and in particular, global market orientation, is really somehow hindered by the mentality and lack of knowledge of French top talents, in particular young academicians and young entrepreneurs, in their knowledge about Asia and about China, which are really currently the most dynamic and fast-growing market in the world. And if you take a look into Schneider Electric, there are many, many highly successful French companies in China, but they all remain silent about their success there. But the one key success factor for this company, just take Schneider Electric as example, is their deep knowledge of their leaders about China, of their top corporate leaders. So the reason why we decide first to invest into high-tech parks to bring top talents and in France and in China together, to bring top startups from China and from France together here in Europe, is really we want to help to overcome this deficit of the knowledge and mindset. Because of this deficit of knowledge and mindset about what's going on there, this is really preventing French economy to develop and to grow as well as Germany. That's my observation.
Thank you, Fanchen man. Thank you, everybody. We are very good because you speak very good English in France. You don't think so? Yeah, thank you. Alors, on va passer à la deuxième table ronde. Je vous remercie beaucoup. On s'est dit que c'était mieux de faire en 2 tables rondes plutôt que d'avoir les 11 candidats à la fois. Vous voyez ce que je veux dire? Donc je vais demander à nos invités de nous rejoindre. Lauren, if you can come. Alors, venez, soyez pas timide. Je prends les dames près de moi. Okay, this is. Thank you very much. We'll do the same method. So I'm very lazy. So you will present yourselves in English. It's not a problem for you, but for us, it's just terrible. Maybe we'll begin with you, Lauren. You're coming from Boston. What do you do over there?
Thank you. Lauren Jones. I'm Director of Business Strategy in the Mayor's Office of Economic Development. The Mayor's Office for Economic Development is the leading arm within the city, and in my role, my capacity, I support business attraction, business retention, and also business engagement. So we're at the pulse of business development for the city, and within that we have a global affairs team thinking about that on an international scale as well.
So, and Boston is just a worldwide model for investing in biotech and healthcare sector, so it will be very interesting to have your testimony. Here you have your competitor and friend from Lyon. You do roughly the same job here in Lyon, no?
Here you have the friend of Boston. And very happy to have you here. So my name is Karine Dognin-Sauze. I am indeed Vice President for the Metropole of Lyon in charge of digital, smart cities and innovation. So a big burden. Before being elected, I spent 20 years in a global company that you probably heard about, Electronic Arts in the field of video games. This company is based in Palo Alto, and mainly my role as an elected person today is to bring, the Silicon Valley spirit to our political world over here, and more specifically to the city of Lyon.
Thank you. This is already a great success because Lyon and Lyon Métropole are really in top of the French tech, and that's great. Olivier, we speak about infrastructure now.
Yeah. So I'm Olivier Althuser from Lyon Airports. I am in charge of the innovation management in the airports. And so my goal is to find and to deal with some projects who can increase our passenger experience, our income, and of course our performance in the airport.
Thank you. And Alain, you're from a very mythic company here in Lyon, but on the worldwide company BioVision.
Quite known here, okay.
You don't present BioVision here, I think, but maybe you present what you do in BioVision.
So I'm Vice President of BioVision, so well-known company here in Lyon. So I'm in charge of the data part of BioVision. I'm the Chief Data Officer, so in charge of the new business how we are intend to develop now. So, just since January, before that I was heading the innovation at BioVision, and I'm very happy to be here to discuss with the Rhône Valley and the Silicon Valley. And
yeah, you will give us your testimony. Sure. You know very well the two cities, so it will be very interesting and challenging for our two guests. And Jean-François, we do like for the precedent debate, we speak money at the end here. So you pour a lot of money, and it's also Chinese money. You're going to speak about that.
Yes, so I'm a vice president at Cathay Innovation. We are the venture arm of Cathay Capital. In fact, Cathay Capital is more an entrepreneurial story, started by a French man doing investment and a Chinese entrepreneur. So the company
is formed in Lyon, huh?
Yeah, it was studied in Lyon and had a good entrepreneurial career in France. So the money is in fact coming from France, US, and China. And this is exactly also the geographies where we are present and investing. We have offices in San Francisco, New York, Paris, Munich, Shanghai, and Beijing. And we are approximately investing 1/3 of our 1.5 billion euro under management on each of these geographies.
Thank you, everybody. So we are going to speak. We spoke in the first part about people and ideas, and we'll speak now about les pelles et les pioches, as we say in French, tools and structure. What is the good ecosystem to invest, to be secured, to be in a development? Maybe we can have your testimony about Boston. What happened in Boston? Is it only the presence of the MIT and big university? How did Boston manage to be such a hub for the innovation and investing in innovation?
So I think our higher education is definitely a leading component of our overall economic development. But when I think about our innovation, especially life sciences, I first think about our top employers, which make up leading hospitals in the city, such as Boston Children's Hospital and Mass General. And they, for the past 22 years, have been helping Boston be the leading US city for NIH funding, so National Institute of Health funding, so bringing more than close to $2 billion in funding in fiscal year 2016 to help support research and development and in collaboration with our higher ed, but certainly with the anchor of our hospitals. And I think what's really helped to spark things in the last 10 years is in 2008, our former governor, Deval Patrick, signed a bill authorizing $1 billion for investment over a 10-year period, not only to support business development and activity in the city of Boston, but throughout the state. That has really helped to spark innovation within the life sciences, capital improvements, workforce development, and tools to attract businesses as well.
$1 billion with a bill. So do you have Gérard Collomb? Has he a bill of $1 billion to push Lyon? What happened in Lyon this last year? What is your method to develop and globalize the metropole?
We didn't start with money. We start with something that is more immaterial, which is a mindset. So what we try to create in Lyon, to generate, is a new mindset regarding, entrepreneurship and innovation more globally, and make sure that this mindset is shared by the full community, by your entire community. It's very important because the starting point to think about innovation is to look your future with desire, to make sure that you can be part to what's next. And you need for that a vision on where you want to go and bring all your city makers, players with you to make it happen. It's it's what we saw with, for example, the French tech momentum. What was great with that is that entrepreneurship is today something bankable, valuable for the new generation. And we truly believe, indeed, that we need to generate emerging players because they are the one who, engage, encourage, establish company or traditional economic sector industry to the transition. Just because they're there with new idea, with new insight, new perspective, and you need to work with that. We also think that cities are extraordinary laboratory to activate interaction between, all these innovator maker. And it's mainly our role. It's why we focus our human and financial resource to lower barrier of innovation. And for that, we created indeed facilities or innovative platform to make this happen. For example, we created Tuba, which is an urban experimentation facility that is today a global platform at the scale of the city to make happen the smart city. Within this platform, you have more than 40 partners, and it's where the academic world, the big groups, but also startup can meet also with the citizen to engineer, innovation in services and to transform our city to the city of tomorrow. So it's an open living lab that is located in a district that is in transformation, La Pardieu. And it's a second point that I would like to make. As a city leader, you have to create opportunity for your player to meet and to do something together. It's why we leverage the urban transformation to give rooms to large-scale projects that activate not one single player, but a consortium of players that have to work together and to generate groundbreaking innovation that is so important, so disruptive, that it cannot be generated by only one player. That's the second thing that we do. And the third thing for entrepreneur is that we focus all our attention on making sure that we create at the scale of our city what we call a seamless offer for them. At each stage of their development, they can find the right programs, the right facility, the right partner to create, to grow up and to scale up. And Big Booster is a perfect example of that. The original idea behind Big Booster was to help entrepreneurs at the early stage of the creation of their activity to reach the international market, make sure that they integrate international as a first thing in their development. But for that, they needed to meet with, success stories, with, mentors that know how to make it happen. And behind this program, you have many big group and also other startup. And behind Big Booster, you also have the 3 domains of excellence that structure our local economy. And what is great after 2 years, the learning lesson that we can have is that this program has created interaction between the different fields, life science, digital, and clean technology. And we also know that innovation comes from this kind of interaction. And the last effect that has created Big Booster is this bond with Boston. Big Boosters is a stone where we could have started this discussion and dialogue with Boston, and we linked this local ecosystem of Lyon with this worldwide innovation hub that is Boston, which is just great for our startup that wants to grow.
Thank you, Karine. Just where we spoke about La Pardieu, there's another place very important called Saint-Exupéry. Maybe you can present what is happening in the airport. So we speak about structure, but also about infrastructure.
Yeah, perfectly. You know, we are a tiny company, in fact, in very local one, and we depend a lot of the regional ecosystem. But in the other way, we connect people in the worldwide. And our industry is one of the most compared with other airports in the world. So when people come, they think about other airports. And we have to be very innovative, and we have to learn about a lot of what every airport in the world doing to increase passenger experience. And that's why we joined Big Booster, that we have to learn by startup, we have to learn new services to be in end user for our passenger. We are a B2C company. So our infrastructure is a playground area, and every startup can deal with us to construct a smart airport, in fact.
Okay, so think local. That's
yes, it's the
motto
in the global.
of Saint-Exupéry. Thank you very much, Alain. So I would like to know from you you know very well the two cities, about Boston and Lyon. Could you give us a testimony not which is the best, or the best of the world, or
Lyon,
leaders of innovation? We know that, but let's say the assets and the small thing that could be improved.
So the idea is to compare the two places for innovation. So it's not a black and white comparison for sure, because this is completely meaningless. But so let's imagine that we have to prepare a cake with different ingredients, American ingredients and French ingredients. The name of the recipe is innovation cake. So ingredient number one is science. We need science, new stuff, new biomarkers, new technology, new medicine. So that's obvious. So honestly speaking, if you compare Lyon and Boston, clearly the advantage is on the Boston side. If you look at the metrics, number of patents, publications, that's honestly speaking, that's your side. But in Lyon, I think we have a very good dynamics. We have very good talents here. Just to give you a few examples, we have, for instance, BioAster. We have the head of BioAster here, which is a new institute in Lyon focused on infectious disease. It's a unique place in the world to develop such solutions for new drugs, diagnostic solutions, microbiomes, etc., vaccines. So that's very interesting to see that dynamic in Lyon with new talents, very focused on new science. Ingredient number two will be the business side. We have to be on the same page when we talk between industrial partners and academic partners. And again, to be honest, when we discuss with people in the US, it's very natural. You can talk about business at the very first meeting. You don't have to explain. That's completely natural for those guys. Any professor at MIT is also the boss of different companies, in the board of different companies too. In France, we are progressing. I agree with Jean-Charles Guibert and many people, but still we have a lot of ways to do, and we are lacking people that have the common, the dual, the double aspect, which is science and business orientation. So the third ingredient is money.
The two heads we were speaking before.
Yeah, absolutely. The third ingredient, probably the most important one, is money, because at some stage you need money to raise your business. And here, that's very clear. The advantage is again on the Boston side, and I think we really need in France more investment, and this is coming. Not only in the number of deals, but also in the size of the deals. Just to give you an example in French, which is important for my activity, we are talking about microbiome here, which is one of the topics of the BioVision sessions this year. So microbiome is very interesting for many applications, for food, for nutrition, for new drugs, everything. So France and the US were the top two countries in the world in terms of science, and probably France was leading the race a few years ago. But now we are talking about new companies, and if you compare the investment in the American side and French side, typically there's a ratio of 2 to 3 in favor of the American side. So of course, when you have double money, triple money for your companies, that of course will not be disadvantage. We should accelerate the link between the investment part of the activities and the activities. And the last part is, I'm not going to talk about comparison between food, because you have nice restaurants in Boston, but you have quite nice restaurants in France too. And this was mentioned by someone from Roche previously. So in any deal between companies and academic partners and small companies, there is a human chemistry element which is very important. And I think in Lyon we have this capacity to connect very easily with people, and BioVision is a very good example of that. The key advantage of BioVision is this networking things, which is completely informal. There is no organization for that, but you meet with people, and at the root of any deal that is successful in the future, you have some human chemistry, and I think Boston and Lyon are at the same level here.
Thank you for this is a very honest and objective testimony.
Again, the keyword for France is there is a strong dynamics, and we should accompany and we should keep going like this.
So we have the advantage of France that France is a little smaller than the United States, so we can grow faster because we are still a startup, no? Small is beautiful. Now let's speak about money, Jean-François. So what do you think is a good ecosystem to invest? We had the same question about people and ideas. How do you choose it? How you choose an ecosystem to invest? You have created a new fund called KT Innovation. Where do you invest, and is it important the location of the investment?
So we choose to invest on, I would say, core ecosystem in the world, which are France, Silicon Valley, China, also Israel. I think these are a very strong ecosystem. Of course, there is others. But to complement the question, I think it's also very important to contribute and to build ecosystem, and not just to wait for existing structure. And for instance, what we tried at KT Innovation was also to create a strong link between corporates in France, China, and the US, and startups. And for instance, we had investment from Groupe SEB, which is a company from Lyon region, Michelin, also from Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes region, that are coming into our fund to have access to the innovation in all the places we are located. So they can know in advance what will happen in China, at the same time see also what is trending in the Silicon Valley. And I think this is what we call a global ecosystem, which is connecting local ecosystem that matters in order to be the most relevant player in terms of the innovation going forward.
Thank you. So you're also your own ecosystem with KT, which is not geographical, but it's with just links between people, investors, and with that really that change in France that last years it's a link between big corporates and small startups. Now we speak about Uberization. It's a kind of
yes.
Everyone is shaking.
I think something very important also that France is starting to realize is that a company cannot succeed and last long staying only in France. And I think in France we have a lot of talents and good company starting also to have a good ecosystem, but we need very quickly to become international companies. So that's why we're trying to help companies and startups to come into new countries. And of course, we're helping them addressing some of the largest markets in the world, China, the US, which I think is also what made the success of Israeli ecosystem, the ability to project very quickly on a global scale.
Okay, thank you very much. So you're a leader, you know. That's really not a very good place to be, because you have a lot of challenges. And what is the next step of Boston? What is the development of the future you have in mind in the city of Boston?
Well, I think a couple of things. When you ask a startup about what makes Boston special and where they see opportunities for growth, they often attest to Boston's community. And the collaboration that happens on the ground in the community. And at the heart of that is the network of our innovation centers, whether they're co-working spaces, accelerators, incubators. And when we think about the future of our innovation, especially within the life sciences, one of the emerging sectors that's really growing is our digital health. And so we are proud to have a digital health accelerator that just launched last year. And it's now part of our network of innovation centers and helping to spark startups in their first year, first cohort, to spark some innovation within our healthcare industry. These startups are partnering with our hospitals. They're partnering with our private sector, academia, and government to hack ideas and solutions within healthcare. And then we also are looking at placemaking, thinking about where innovation can grow in our city. We're well known for our South Boston waterfront and the innovation district that was first created there about 7 years ago. But we're now seeing innovation spread throughout the city, reaching underserved areas like Roxbury, now home to an innovation center there, seeing innovation spaces in the Fenway, which is just right outside of the Longwood Medical Area, which is home to many of our healthcare institutions. So I think as we look ahead, we're trying to make sure that innovation continues to spark and spur in different areas of the city and having more investment in some of the emerging parts of our innovation spaces too.
Thanks, Lauren. And same question for Karine. You're not leader, you're a challenger. And you need to grow also very fast. And what are the projects of Mr. Colon, all the team? What are the projects to project the metropole in the future?
It's a point of view that we are a challenger, not a leader. Anyway,
We're
always the leader of someone and the challenger of someone, which is great.
Yes. The name of my magazine is Challenge.
No, but you're right, that's better to be challenger
than leader.
It's a good concept. I agree with that point of view. So our objective is to reach a critical size. Because Lyon is not too big enough and not too small enough, which is great because we are an agile city. We can, very easily connect, people and players to make innovation happen, which is great. But we need to grow again, and by this way to make grow up, entrepreneur, our companies, everyone, the population too, and it's why we have engaged this city transformation, this urban planning that is very intense. We then want to accelerate again this city transformation to a future city. We also want to network our local innovative ecosystem with other innovative ecosystem at the international scale, innovative ecosystem that makes sense with our local asset, because it's a way for us to foster again our acceleration. And it's more a short-term, objective. We also want to deliver this totemic building called Algira that is going for us to be an entry point for any entrepreneur that want to get access to the seamless offer that I was mentioning earlier.
Thank you very much, Karine. Just a word, Olivier. You're in a very an airport is infrastructure is very mortar. How do you inject innovation in your business?
In fact, our ecosystem is very complex. We have 200 companies which are working in the airports, and it's very difficult for startups to enter this ecosystem and to know how to innovate, how to deal with us. So we created an incubator, accelerator, to make startups can deal with us or with our partner, airlines, contractor of airlines, and so on. So that can accelerate the number of deals we can do. And now we are dealing with 20 startups per year. And so we have changed the mind of people who are working in the airport. And people want now to be entrepreneur of a lots of different services.
Thank you, Olivier. Jean-François, last question about let's speak about ecosystem, but I mean real local ecosystem. What is a good place to, what are the assets?
The artificial intelligence, a generous
Oh, sorry. What is?
In the auditorium luminaire, one level up.
That's us? No. Now, what are you? Is it tax level? Is it infrastructure? Is it academics? What are the main assets of a geographical place to be a land of innovation?
First of all, we don't really matter. Tax is not really a big thing in the way we look at ecosystem, but academic background and universities is a very strong point. That's why I think in the Silicon Valley and in the US more generally, they had an edge on the startup scene with Stanford, Berkeley, MIT. We are starting to see this in France, where PhDs are becoming more and more, I would say, acknowledged as good profiles for creating startups. And there is a lot of initiatives in France to build links between, I would say, research and entrepreneurship, and I think this is very positive. And in China, we also see the same, with large universities like Tsinghua building huge campuses, sending also students abroad. And I think this is, I would say, the most important thing is first the talent, so the people. And so you need to look at the roots of the people, which is education. And I think this
we're
is...
going back to our first debate, the ideas and people.
Exactly.
For you, it's more important. But ideas and people have to flourish in an ecosystem. I would like to finish with a small conclusion with Alain, which is very objective about everything.
Super objective.
Super objective. We have in France a few political events that will happen in a few weeks. If you had a wish for our business, for innovation, I don't want to know who to vote, but what kind of reform, urgent reform, have we a problem that we can solve, that politics can solve?
I don't know.
In the year coming? I don't know, crédit impôt recherche could be changed.
So maybe better. The keyword for me
because this is also the ecosystem, you know, the legislation.
Yeah. Okay, so the big ecosystem. The keyword for me will be young talent, not about credit and fiscal stuff, that's young talent.
No one cares
I just read in the booklet
here,
of BIOVISION that we have 35,000 students here in Lyon in the healthcare domain. 35. Just imagine that 0.1% of those guys create a new company in the coming years. Just make the math. That's dozens of companies that we can create here. So if there is some political dimension to give to that, some momentum to give that's towards the young people, the young talents.
But how to push that?
I'm not a candidate for the president.
No. But is there you have? Is there?
I think we have all the elements to make something very serious and very powerful in Lyon and in France. By the way, I share the comment about the critical size. There is a good question here because we have to be quite big to be successful and visible. But again, we have all the elements to be successful in the future, and we have the dynamics. So it's just a question of mindset and keeping focused on the future, not looking backwards and complaining always.
Okay, thank you very much for that optimistic conclusion. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye. I would like, applauses. And I think now we have a small ceremony that comes just after. Thank you very much. ce que je voulais, c'est pouvoir les ronds.
Ok, ouais, bah, je vais les mettre. On va les mettre sur le. Décalé.
Tu décales. C'est mieux. 3-4. Voilà, voilà. Je vais vous demander encore 2 petites minutes d'attention. Notre hôte Didier va nous raconter ce qui va se passer maintenant en 1 minute. C'est le moment des awards avec distribution de voyages en Chine, etc. Incroyable.
Oui, oui, enfin, on va procéder en 2 temps, s'il vous plaît. Premier temps...
je demande juste... Voilà, oui. 2 minutes d'attention encore, hein, il n'y en a pas
voilà,
pour longtemps.
Je sais que la fatigue est grande après une journée compliquée. Donc toute cette journée, on a eu le déroulé des pitchs qui ont eu lieu dans la salle à côté, où les 20 startups qui sont partis avec Big Booster à Boston ont eu l'occasion de se présenter et d'être challengés par le jury. Donc aujourd'hui, maintenant, on arrive à la phase finale. Cette phase finale, elle se décompose en 2 choses. Premièrement, l'originalité de la saison 2 de Big Booster et que les 10 meilleurs de la saison 2 sont éligibles à un voyage en Chine qui ira de Shenzhen à Shanghai fin septembre. Donc on a, dans un premier temps, vous allez avoir les noms des 10 sélectionnés issus de la saison 2 qui feront partie de cette escapade en Chine pour découvrir le marché chinois et les investisseurs chinois. À ces 10 sélectionnés de la saison 2, nous ajouterons 4 sélectionnés qui viennent de la saison 1 et qui avaient manifesté leur intérêt. Donc nous aurons 10 plus 4 sélectionnés pour aller en Chine pour terminer cette saison 2 de Big Booster. Et dans un second temps, nous aurons effectivement les vrais top gagnants les 3 top gagnants. On verra qu'il y en a peut-être un peu plus que 3 hein, de cette finale qu'on accueillera ensuite. Donc ce que je propose, c'est sans attendre qu'on accueille tout de suite Juliette Jarry de la région Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes et Michel Coster qui sont de l'EM de Lyon, qui sont nos partenaires. Voilà.
Merci beaucoup Didier. Juliette, à vous.
Alors, en français ou en anglais?
Allez. En anglais, en anglais. Comment on a... Ah ben oui, parlez français. Alors.
Allez, très bien. Bon, tout d'abord, je suis très heureuse d'être ici, puisque la région Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes, vous savez, est un partenaire historique.
Sorry. Parce qu'on a notre invité de Boston. Vous voulez pas le faire un petit peu en anglais quand même?
I can do it in English too.
Oh yeah, great.
Okay. So first of all, I'm very happy to be here, since, as you know, Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes region is an historical partner of Big Booster, and it makes sense because we really want to have programs that can be connected to all kind of firms that can excuse me. The day has been very, very long, and I'm happy that it's over.
It's not totally over.
Almost.
Just a last effort.
Almost. So as I said, we are an historical partner, and we are really happy to support this program. This is important for the region to have the ability to support all kind of businesses, and especially with market opportunity in France and abroad. Today, we have only 25% of digital companies that recognize export as a development lever. And I think that's really a necessity to support existing company, but also to support the international seed from the very beginning of startup. And Big Booster is a program that can help firms to export, and also that makes the relationship with big companies in the heart of its subjects. The specificity of this program is to gather distinguished prestigious groups like Sanofi or Capgemini, Michelin or Schneider, EDF, and I won't quote everyone because I think that there are many partners in this program. Today it's a good news for us that the program goes to China, and we are very happy of this news. This is for the president really something important, and it was there when the partnership was officialized with the EM Business School. So once again, we are very happy that the Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes region, continues to help this program Big Booster.
Thank you very much, and your English is so good. Thank you very much.
It's awful.
Just a word?
Just a word?
Yes. IM Lyon is located on 5 countries in the world, one in 3 in France, one in Europe, one in Africa with Casablanca, another with Shanghai, and we're very happy to join this wonderful program and to promote the globalization of startups by this program. And IM Lyon will do his best efforts to promote, to bring his assets with mentors, experts, alumni, and entrepreneurs we have in China to develop and promote Big Booster in China. It will be a pleasure to work together.
Thank you very much. EM Lyon is really important for Lyon ecosystem since years, and thank you very much. Now I think Didier will call all the happy winners of the trip to China.
I think we're going to do it with Michel together. It's a partnership. So the first startup is Sileon.
Hello.
Etchi is second. Etchi. Not here.
No.
She will be in China.
Neolis diagnostic. Neolis. Not here. Here.
Where?
FineHeart. FineHeart.
Paramedics.
Sylfen.
Forcity.
Easy Lab.
InTouch.
Gulplug.
Habiliscence.
Acmeon. Acmeon.
Et Ubi Transport. Ubi Transport, c'est bon?
Tout le monde est là. Alors on va se resserrer pour faire la photo.
And where are the girls?
Voilà, eh ben merci beaucoup, bravo, bon voyage. Et merci à Juliette, Jarry, à Michel Coster et à Didier pour organiser tout ça. Alors maintenant, le moment décisif, je ne sais pas si Didier veut en parler, bon, alors j'y vais tout seul. C'est le top 3, en fait ça va être un top 4 cette année. Alors je vais appeler les partenaires de Big Booster, avec d'abord Monsieur Pradet de Capgemini, s'il veut bien me rejoindre. Benoit. Voilà. Bonjour. Bonjour.
Hello.
Alors, qu'est-ce que vous nous remettez comme prix?
Well, it was a little bit difficult, I would say.
Oh, yeah, let's speak English again.
I
Good.
understood it would be better in English because it's an international.
Good.
Okay.
Good
Well,
idea.
First, I would say I was very impressed because I've seen the startup pitching 1 year ago. I would say the level of the pitches was tremendous. So I think that there is a big gap within what I've heard. Even everybody was very good, of course, 1 year ago. But what I've heard and what we've heard all together for the 20 pitches was tremendously good. So congratulations to all of you. Second, we've decided for a special award first. And that special award is for a company from Africa, a global company from Africa and from Senegal too, which is inTouch, for the superb job they do within tech. Bravo. Bravo.
Alors, vous nous expliquez, or you just tell us in 1 minute what is your company, please.
Okay, thank you very much for the prize. Thank you for all the team of Big Booster. My company is a fintech company, and we are specialized on mobile payment, and we allow to merchants to be able to accept all forms of payment, from cash collection to mobile money. So we launched it in 2014, and we're expanding in 10 countries this year.
Thank you very much. I think Challenge spoke of your company last year. I think so.
Thank you again.
Maybe some photo with you. Thank you very much. So the second prize, I will call Anne-Marie, who is CEO of Big Booster. Thank you.
So glad to be here tonight. Not really as a CEO of Big Booster, but much more giving the prize of the bio and health category of Big Booster. That's someone you say like back to where you once belong. As many of you know, my previous life was in bio, so here I am. And I'm very, very happy to announce these awards to a medtech company, which is really has really developed something which is gonna be for sure revolutionary in the cardiovascular area. My name is FineHeart with Arnaud.
You have to do, please, 1 minute.
Okay, thank you.
The med deck is a bit complex, so you have to explain that in a few seconds, please.
It will be a quite challenge to explain it in a few seconds, but we are specialized in the cardiovascular space. We have been developing a totally disruptive mini turbine to treat patients dying from severe heart failure, which is a second cause of mortality in G20 countries. And what we do is a smart turbine, which is directly inserted inside the heart and able to detect when the heart contracts. And like the electrical bicycle, we are here to support the workload of the heart, to support the cardiac ejection. And doing like this, we have something which is mini-invasive, and we can just be assessed to lots of patients today which have nothing to be treated.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And please stay in France.
Yeah.
Alors, je vais appeler pour le troisième prix. Non, le troisième. Ah, il y a eu un coup de cœur et le deuxième prix, alors pardon. François-Xavier de Seb Alliance, donc voilà, célébrité nationale, Seb, champion de l'innovation globale, toutes les qualités.
So hi, very happy to be here, and I'm in line with Benoit, who I've seen the evolution of the companies as a jury in last year. So, and I'm here to announce the winner for the informative technology, and it's gulplug.
Alors, qu'est-ce que vous faites?
Waouh! Avant de vous répondre à cette question, j'ai quand même un grand merci à donner à Big Booster. I will say that in English. So, I want to thank so much the Big Booster crew. We did a good job in Lyon in November, and we did a very good trip in Boston. It was tremendous opportunity there. I believe in the next 2 years I will be in Boston to launch Gulplug Incorporation, and I will remember this very nice trip we made all together. I was a little bit the Steve Jobs of this promotion too. I am much more stressed than Steve Jobs, I'm sure.
So, what do you do?
No, don't cut me like this. You have cut everybody. So I will continue to speak a little bit, but I will explain you. So Gulplug will help energy managers to monitor and save their power consumption. Our secret sauce is a small sensor. It's a wireless, batteryless, and lossless sensor. This one is a little bit old, I think. We do too many speech. 10-minute speech, 1-minute speech, etc. It's a little bit old. That is the first secret sauce. And I have another one. I just have 1 minute, but I have another one. I have to show you that. My second pocket. Then I have no more pocket. Second technology comes from Schneider Electric. It's a magnetic plug. It's a little bit like the Apple MagSafe. That's my Steve Jobs story. And it's very easy, fast, and safe to clamp and to plug. That's funny, and it will certainly plug your future hybrid electrical vehicle. We have good opportunity there. Just to finish, because I just have 1 minute. So, I want to thank everybody, and I'm very happy to move to China in September. That's a very good opportunity for us as well. After Europe, after Boston, we will move to China and see all the opportunity we have here. So thanks to you very much, Big Booster.
Thank you very much. At last, I would like to call Michel, who works in a small startup called EDF, if he's here. Ah, Christian, pardon. Je suis désolé. Désolé.
I'm very pleased to be here, and the winner of Global Impact category is Sylfen.
So, a few words. First of all, thanks to all the Big Booster team for all you organized for the pitch, the trip in Boston, all the nice meetings and encounters that we made. It's very helpful. It really helped design an international strategy, and we will go on in China very soon. Then I have a thought for all the team at Sylfen, because during all the time I prepare my PowerPoint, I travel to Boston, I do the pitch days and things like that. They are working to deliver the first units, to develop the sales and everything. So thanks to all of them, because otherwise we couldn't achieve the project. So what we do today...
What product?
What product? It's called the Smart Energy Hub. It's a solution to help local authorities, companies to develop energy autonomous buildings. So it's an energy storage solution integrating software, batteries, a very disruptive solution to store energy using hydrogen that has been developed at CEA. I think Jean-Charles is here today. And then all the software to create with this product a kind of tailor-made offer for each type of building, and then operate the system and create all the services to have a sustainable energy supply from renewable local energy.
Thank you very much. Maybe we can
Thanks a lot.
Do a photo call with Lauren, Karine, and all the partners, a global photo call. Boston, Lyon. je vais demander au reste de la promotion s'ils veulent nous rejoindre, s'il vous plaît. Allez-y, soyez pas timides. Est-ce qu'il faut qu'on se serre un peu peut-être ?
Attends, on va en 3 minutes, on regarde. Okay, thank you for all the participants for this season 2 and the people also coming from the season 1. It was a nice team, a nice group and a nice promotion. I wish you the best for the future months. If you could stay a little bit more here, we are pleased to invite you to meet also with Gérard Collomb, the mayor of Lyon, that will be there in a couple of minutes. Okay? Thank you to all, thank you to the assistant. Goodbye.